Good day everyone, I am Miss Angelica Cortez Bustamante, a student in Master of Arts in Early Child Education. Today, we will talk about voice, tense, and fat as one of the topics under Chapter 4, Writing Strategies and Ethical Considerations in Research. It is one of the subjects under MAECE 501, Current Research and Trends in Early Childhood Education. From working with broad thoughts and paragraphs, let's move on to the level of writing sentences and words. Similar grammar and sentence construction issues are addressed in the APA Publication Manual APA 2010, but it is included in this section to highlight some common grammar issues that have been seen in student proposals and in my own writing. These thoughts are directed toward the polished level of writing, that is, to use the Franklin's 1986 term. It is a stage addressed late in the writing process. One can find an abundance of writing books and about research writing and literary writing with rules and principles to follow concerning good sentence construction and word choice. Wolcott 2009, a qualitative ethnographer, for example, talks about hunting editorial skills. So what are these hunting editorial skills? The following are the hunting editorial skills according to Wolcott 2009. First, that is to eliminate unnecessary words or keeping the essential words. Second, we have deleting the passive voice or using the active voice. And third, we have the scaling down qualifiers, that is keeping only one qualifier at best. And the fourth one is eliminating overused phrases, that is completing striking this out. And 5, reducing excessive quotations, use of italics, and parenthetical comments, that is all elements of good scholarly writing. The following additional ideas about active voice, verb tense, and reduced fat can strengthen and invigorate scholarly writing for dissertation and thesis proposals. The first one is the use of active voice as much as possible in scholarly writing that is based on APA 2010. According to literary writer Ross Larson 1982, if the subject acts, the voice is active. If the subject is acted on, the voice is passive. That is based on Ross Larson 1982, page 29. In addition, a sign of passive construction is some variation of an auxiliary verb such as was. Examples include will be, have been, and is being. That is according to Ross Larson 1982. Writers can use the passive construction when the person acting can logically be left out of the sentence and when what is acted on is the subject of the rest of the paragraph. And the second one is to use strong active verbs appropriate for the passage. Lazy verbs are those that lack action, commonly called to be verbs, such as is or was, or verbs turned into adjectives or adverbs. And the third one is to pay close attention to the tense of your verbs. A common practice exists in using the past tense to review the literature and report results of past studies. The past tense represents a commonly used form in quantitative research, while the future tense appropriately indicates that the study will be conducted in the future, a key verb used for proposals. Use the present tense to add vigor to a study, especially in the introduction part, and this tense form frequently occurs in the qualitative studies. In mixed method studies, researchers employ either the present or past tense, and the appropriate tense often reflects whether the major orientation of the study will be quantitative or qualitative research. This will be referred to as the priority given to these two approaches, which will be discussed in Chapter 10 on mixed methods research. The APA Publication Manual, or APA 2010, recommends the past tense. For example, Jones reported, or the present perfect tense examples. For example, researchers have reported. For the literature review and procedures based on past events, the past tense to describe results. Example, stress lowered self-esteem. And the present tense example, the qualitative findings show, to discuss the results and to present the conclusions. I see this is not as a hard and fast rule, but as a useful guideline. And the third one is to expect to edit and revise drafts of a manuscript to trim the fat. The fat refers to the additional words that are unnecessary to convey the meaning of ideas and need to be edited out. Writing multiple drafts of a manuscript is standard practice for most writers. So is it very okay to write many drafts in your manuscript? The process typically consists of writing, reviewing, and editing. In the editing process, trim exists words from sentences such as piled up modifiers, excessive prepositions, and the of constructions. For example, the study of, that add unnecessary verbiage that is based on Ross Larson 1982. I was reminded of the necessary prose that comes into writing by the example mentioned by Bunch 1985. So begin studying good writing about research using qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods designs. In good writing, the eye does not pause and the mind does not stumble on a passage. So that's all for today, and I hope you have learned with the verb tense, the voice, and the fact. So this topic was being taken from this reference, Creswell, Jan, W. Research Design, Qualitative, Quantitative, and Mixed Methods Approaches, 4th edition, Sage Publications, 2014, pages 130 to 131. Good day and thank you so much.